Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Meydan Racecourse here on Thursday. It is March the 1st, 2018. Going to look at all the races on today's program from Meydan, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5 for more selections for racecourses around the world, and join me next week. Super Saturday is next Saturday, the 10th, and it's going to be a great day of racing from Meydan. We'll have full preview for that, and also from 3 weeks from that day is the Dubai World Cup on the 31st of March, and you can join me here on YouTube for full preview and selections for that race card also. It's going to be an excellent month of racing. March is, just going across the whole world, March is a great month for racing. You have, of course, the Dubai World Cup. You have the beginning of the French and British flat seasons. The American racing starts to really take off this month with racing getting better in Florida and New York, Southern California. It's just a great racing all across the world. And of course, Cheltenham coming up in about 10 days or so, which is incredible. You can find me here on YouTube for that also. But let's stop talking and get on to today's action from Meydan here on this 1st of March. So the first race on the on tonight's program from Meydan is for the Arabian horses. It's the Al Maktoum Challenge Round 3, sponsored by Al Nabdua Facilities Management Trophy. It's going for a purse of $90,000, which are 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 15 horses going to 2,000-meter trip, or 1 mile and 1/4 on the dirt. This is probably a lot of the horses' final prep race for the Kayla Classic that comes up on World Cup night, the big Arabian race. And there's some horses that look like they could run well in that race. I'm a very big fan of the 3 horses in this race. My top pick, number 3, Zayad. I'm gonna go 386 in the tricast of the trifecta. 386 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 3 Zayad. Hopefully I'm saying that right. 6-1 Richard Mullen is on this one, this 6-year-old horse. Most recently, this horse had a start at Abu Dhabi last week on the grass. That came at the distance of ground of 2,200 meters, or a mile and 3/8, in just a basic grade 1 race. Just a basic grade 1 race, going to 2,200 meters. This horse finished second by 4 1/4 lengths that day. He just set off the pace setters that day. He finished well, wasn't a bad outing. It was his second off the layoff. Start before the 21st of January at Abu Dhabi in a conditions race, 2,200 meters, mile 3/8. Source finished third by 1/4 of a length. Quickened up nicely. Again, just missed, but it wasn't a half bad run. I think coming back to dirt today, where this horse should run well, and he has a good front running style. He should. I like his chances here. Before that Abu Dhabi start in the 21st of January, his start before, you have to go all the way back to the 20th of November of 2016 in a dirt race. In Doha, or not Doha, somewhere else. Soares finished second by 11 lengths that day. He just needed that extra kick that day, but it wasn't a bad run. And before that, he was running in France. His final start in France came at Toulouse in October of 2016, going 2,200 meters. He finished second by 3/4 length, closed up well, just missed. Wasn't a bad run. I do like him here in the spot. Watch out for him to run a big one here today. So to recap my bets for race number 1 from Meydan, it's round 3 of the Al Maktoum Challenge for the Arabians. Gonna go with the 3-horse Zayad. Gonna go 386 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 2 from Meydan. The second race, it's the Meydan Classic, sponsored by Trans Gulf Electrico Mechanical. It's a listed stakes here, going for a purse of $150,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 17 horses. The 15, 16, and 17 are reserves, are also eligible, so they only draw in if one of the horses are withdrawn or scratched. So 14 will go to the post of the distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or 1 mile on the turf course. Top pick in this race, I like the number 13 horse here, number 13 Arrowway. I'm gonna go 13-3-7 in the tricast on the trifecta. 13-3-7 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 13 Arrowway. 12-1 3-year-old Colts by Kitten's Joy. Mikel Barcelona is on this one, the Frenchman. Most recently, this horse had to start the 8th of February, so that came about 2 weeks ago now here, or 3 weeks ago now, here at the Carnival at Meydan. 7 furlongs, 1,400 meters in a conditions race. This horse finished 5th by 3 3/4 lengths. It was the horse's first start stepping on turf in quite a while, if not ever. And he had a good inside post try. He needed a little extra kick at the end, but it wasn't a bad run. I think coming back second on the turf, this horse should run well. This race is very wide open, I think. Start before the 25th of January, Meydan, 7 furlongs in the UAE trial for the Guineas. This horse finished fourth by 6 3/4 lengths behind El Chapo, who's running back to this one. This horse sort of wide poster and didn't have that front end early speed which you need on the dirt. It just wasn't his day to win. And then as Jebel Ali on the 12th of January, 5 furlongs, 1,000 meters in a 3-0 conditions race. Horse finished fourth by 3 3/4 lengths. I do think the distance was a little bit too short. And again, you need to be towards the front end at Jebel Ali, also similar to the Meydan Dirt. He just really never got into it. But I do think, on the turf where closers can win here, he should run well. I like his chances here at 12 to 1 in this very wide open race. I'll take my chances with him. So to recap my bets for the second from Meydan, it's the listed Meydan Classic. Gonna go with the number 13 horse Arrowway. Gonna go 13-3-7 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 3. It's the co-feature of the evening. The third race, it's the UAE Oaks, sponsored by Al Nabduba Construction. It's a Group 3 race here, going for a purse of $250,000. It's for 3-year-olds only. Field of 6 horses going the distance of ground of 1,900 meters or 1.316 on the dirt. Top pick in this race, I like the number 3 horse, Express Sissy. I'm going to go 3-6-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 3-6-1, TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 3, Express Sissy. 3-1, Godolphin William Buick gets the leg up for Charlie Appleby. This horse had his most recent outing here at Meydan, the 8th of February. 1 mile, 600 meters in illicit stakes. Horse finished third by 4.5 lengths that day. That was the 1,000 guineas, by the way, just keep that in mind. This horse just never really got into it, was just sitting with the pace setters, or just tracking leaders that day, and just couldn't get a closing kick. Raya set the pace up until about the finish line, or about to the 16th to the finish. Winter Lightning just had that little good kick at the end. This horse just was third best, I think, that day. I do think getting the 2 turns today, this horse is really bred to go in, and I do think this horse should really excel. Before that, I made on the 18th of January, 7 furlongs in the Guineas trial. This horse finished third by 10 lengths. Horrible post draw. For this horse to get third, it was quite remarkable. But she did need that race. It was her first start since off a layoff. Her start before the 20th of October in England at Newbury. 7 furlongs, Class 1 listed stakes. Horse finished third by 1 1/4 lengths that day. Didn't really get a good piece of the ground. It was quite wet that day. But I do think 2 turns, the distance this horse really wants. This horse should run well. 3-1. I'll take my chances with this one. I think this is the horses I have in my TriCast are the top 3 in the betting, I think. And I do think Express Sissy should get the victory, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the third from Meydan here on this Thursday evening, it's the Group 3 UAE Oaks. Gonna go with the 3 horse Express Sissy. Gonna go 3-6-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. Basically my top 3. So now let's get on to race number 4 from Meydan. The 4th race, it's the Al Nabdua National Plant Trophy handicap. It's handicap going for a purse of $135,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. It's handicap. Field of 13 horses going the distance of ground of 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the turf course. Top pick in this race, I like the number 10 horse here. Number 10, Van der Dechen. Gonna go 10-7-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 10-7-1 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 10, Van der Dechen. 9-2, William Buick is on his Charlie Appleby trained. 4-year-old gelding by Dutch Art. Most recently, his horse had his second start of the carnival, 17th of February, so last Saturday, or 2 Saturdays ago now, whatever it is, at Meydan. 7 furlongs, 1,400 meters in the handicap. His horse had a decent third place finish by 1 1/4 lengths. A little bit of a wide post as the 5-2 favorite. Was coming out well at the end. Just missed, but I don't think it was a bad run. I do think with a little bit of 5 pounds less weight in the spot, I do think this horse should run a little bit better. Start before the 18th of January here at Meydan. 6 furlongs, 1,200 meters in the handicap. He finished third by 4 1/4 lengths that day. Do think the distance was a little bit too short. I do think he's better around a turn. He just needed that race. Didn't really get a good closing kick at the end. Plus, it was horse's first start since the January the 26th of 2017 here at Meydan. 7 furlongs on the dirt in a handicap. He finished 5th by 9 lengths. Really didn't do anything. He did win on dirt in late 2016 here at Meydan, but I do think he's a much better turf horse. I like him in the spot here today. Watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 4th from Meydan, gonna go with the number 10 horse Van der Dechen. Gonna go 10-3-8 in the TriCast. 10-7-1, 10-7-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. That's the selection for next race. So now let's get on to today's 5th race, which I think is featured on the program because it's a great race and you have some great horses in it. But the 5th race from Meydan, it is the Group 3 Nad Al Sheba Trophy, sponsored by Al Nabdua Civil Engineering. It's a Group 3 race going for a purse of $200,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 11 horses going the distance of ground here of 2,800 meters, or the distance of ground of a mile and 3/4 on the turf course. This is the local prep race for the Dubai Gold Cup coming up on Dubai World Cup night, and that's one of my favorite races since they added in 2012. I do like these staying races. My top pick in this race, I like the number 10 horse Varzibat. I've been a very big fan of him. He's a great stayer, and I think he's the horse to be in this race, and I don't think he's going to get beat. I'm going to go 10-3-8 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 10-3-8 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 10, Varzibat, or Vazerbad, or whatever. It's 9-5. Christophe Simeon gets the leg up on the 6-year-old gelding. This horse hasn't started since the 22nd of October. That came to Saint-Cloud in France. Soft ground, a mile 7/8, 3,000 meters, and the Group 1 Pre-Royal Oak. This horse finished second by 1 1/4 lengths that day. Very wet ground. He just lacked a good closing kick at the end. Ice breeze just got to him that day. It was the end of a very tough campaign. Start before in the Prix de Cadran at Chantilly on the 30th of September, 2.5 miles for the 4,000-meter trip. He won by half length. He finished second in the race year before at Chantilly, but with the soft ground, he took every piece of advantage of it, quickened up nicely, and just had a very nice victory. And then the prep race for that in the Prix de Gladiator at Chantilly, a mile 7/8 on the 10th of September of 2017. This horse won by 3/4 length, quickened up nicely, very easy victory. This horse won the Dubai Gold Cup very nicely the last 2 years. He ran this race last year, the Nad Al Sheba Trophy, and he finished second by 1 1/4 lengths. Didn't have the best of trips that day. He closed up well, but I think he might need that race. But I do think here in this spot, this race is a little lesser quality horses than he was facing in the race last year, and I do think he should overcome and run a lot better. Just looking at his previous races, like I said, I've been a very big fan of this horse. I do think my favorite run for this horse probably came at Saint-Cloud in October of 2016 in the Prix de Royal Oak. This horse won that race by 1 3/4 lengths from wide posture with a heavy weight. He just destroyed that field. That was a great victory. He didn't do it in 2017, but maybe 2018 he'll run another big race in the Prix de Royal Oak. Let's see when we get back to the end of October. But I do think this horse is the best horse here, and he should run well. No, he's the favorite, but just pardon that. So to recap my bets for the 5th for Meydan to feature, it's Group 3 Nad Al Sheba Trophy. Gonna go with the 10 horse Varzibad. Gonna go 10-3-8 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 6 from Meydan. The 6th race, it's the Curlin Handicap, sponsored by Al Nabduba Buildings. It's a listed handicap going for a purse of $160,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards here. Field of 9 horses. 9 horses going to 2,000-meter trip or a mile and 1/4 on the dirt. Top pick in this race, I like the number 2 horse. Number 2, Saltrin Dubai. Gonna go 2-3-5 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 2-3-5 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 2, Saltrin Dubai. Richard Mullen is on this one, the 6-year-old gelding by Dubai, and this horse has had some good races and had some bad races under his belt. Can't speak all of a sudden. Most recently, horse had had to start the 15th of February. That came 2 weeks ago now here at Meydan on the dirt course, of course, because this horse doesn't really run on turf. But the 15th of February here at Meydan, 90 to 105 rated handicap, 2,000 meters on the dirt. This horse finished second by 2 lengths that day. Just set off the pace setters. He just lacked good closing kick at the end, but I do think it was a little bit of a better race before that. Before that Meydan, 2,000 meters on dirt in a handicap. This horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths that day. And again, didn't have the best of runs that day. He was with the leaders and just had to be under the ride most of the race. And then before that Meydan on the dirt in a 1,900 meter handicap, mile 3:16. Horse finished 4th by 18 lengths. Frankie Four Fingers, who ran in front of him, ran a little bit better. May he rest in peace. This horse just really couldn't get to those horses that day, first off the layoff. But I think with every start, this horse is getting a little bit better. I do think in this spot, good post stroke, decent weight. I do think he could get the victory today. So I'm going to take my chances with him. So to recap my bets for today's 6th race from Meydan, it's the Curlin Handicap. Gonna go with the 2 horse. Gonna go 2-3-5 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 7, the Nightcap from Meydan. The 7th race, it's the Al Nabduba Trade School Trophy Handicap. It's a handicap going for a purse of $125,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. This handicap. Fields of 18 horses. 15, 16, 17, and 18 are also eligible as a reserve, so they only draw in if a horse scratches or is withdrawn from the main body of the field. Only 14 horses, 14 horses going to 2,000 meter trip or a mile and a quarter on the turf course. And this is a great betting race, I think. My top pick, I like the number 9 horse, Across the Stars. Gonna go 9-3-2 in the tricast of the trifecta. 9-3-2 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 9, Across the Stars. My best bet of the night, 15-1. Jim Crowley gets the leg up for Richard Hannon, who trains his 5-year-old gelding by See the Stars. Most recently, his horse had to start the 15th of February locally at Meydan, mile and a half, 2400 meters in a handicap. His horse finished 5th by 13 lengths. He lost the Best Solution his last 2 races. Best Solution, a very nice Godolphin horse. This horse just needed that race off the layoff. And I also think that the 2400 meter trip was a little bit too long. He just didn't get that good closing kick. I think with the cutback and trip in this spot, I do think he should run a lot better. Start before the 20th of October at Newbury at England. Soft ground, mile and a half, 2400 meters in Group 3, Worthington Indigo Leisure Stakes. Horse finished 7th by 6 3/4 lengths. Wide posture, high weight. He lost the Best Solution again. Didn't quicken up, never was there. Just throw that race out. And then at Goodwood, at Newbury on the 23rd of September, mile 3/8, 2200 meters in Group 3 Dubai Duty Free Legacy Cup. His horse finished 7th by 4 1/4 lengths. Wet ground. Again, he just really didn't get a good closing kick. I do think he's a firm ground horse. He's going to get very close to firm today. Watch out for him at 15-1. He shouldn't do well second off the layoff. He's not facing as tough horses as he did in the fall in the UK, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 7th from Meydan, it's Al Namduba Trade School Trophy. Gonna go with the number 9 horse, Across the Stars. Gonna go 9-3-2 in the tricast of the trifecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.